يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I begin with the name of God, the most compassionate dispenser of grace. I greet my audience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, mercy and blessings of God be upon you all. O humankind, we have created you into males and females and fashioned you into nations and tribes. لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that you may come to recognize each other, to know each other, not despise each other. The most honored of you in the sight of God is those with the most God consciousness, piety and righteous conduct, and know that God is all-knowing and all-aware. So this verse, given the context of us being from different backgrounds, really, I think, had a profound impact on me, and I pursued that. Growing up in South Africa, where I was born, being reared under the oppressive apartheid system was very humiliating, and had a huge psychological impact on the way in which you saw the world. Often we think of apartheid only as black and white, but they actually had 4 different groups. So the entire society was structured in that way. So you had white schools, you had so-called colored schools, you had Indian and Asian schools, and then you had black schools. Not only schools, areas where you lived, right, were demarcated, beaches, hospitals. And I was classified as a colored, mixed. So my parents and other Muslim parents used to send their kids to special schools after the public schools to learn Arabic and to learn the traditions. And I discovered that I had this talent of reciting the Muslim sacred scripture, the Qur'an, in a beautiful way. And of course, they put me into a special school where I began memorizing the entire Qur'an. And that led me onto this journey. But I think one of the critical moments for me was at the age of 17, together with other student leaders, we led a protest march against the oppressive apartheid education system into the city of Cape Town. I was imprisoned, put on trial, suspended from school, so I lost a whole year. It's a very difficult period in my life. And of course, it's natural to be angry. We were fighting for equality. And of course, the kind of punishment and torture and so on was weighing down heavily. And that difficult moment in my life, I think was a time in which I had to dig very deep to sustain my dignity. And I think my faith commitment became much more deeper because it sustained me during that time. We were in a prison cell together with, we were 10 in a cell. And how we supported each other. Maybe in the morning and the evening, we'll gather together, say a prayer. Some of us, were not very committed to faith, and they would read a poem. And so I think the interfaith and interreligious solidarity was something very, very significant for me, of how people from different faiths and from no faith were able to help each other and maintain our dignity. I had the Qur'an as well, that memorized the Qur'an, and so It provided me with great solace to read those verses, to understand them, for God to inspire me. Conflict is natural, but it's an opportunity for you to grow. So look inward and see to what extent we can mitigate the conflict, or use it as an opportunity for spiritual growth, and also helping the other see it that way. So it's a very difficult moment in world history, and is reflected in the polarization in the United States. But I think we need, in this difficult moment, we need to hold onto our own humanity and hope. I see it as and I use an apartheid concept coming from the Bible, which I got taught from my Christian compatriots. It's a kairos moment, a biblical word which means a moment of crisis, a deep crisis. But it's also a moment of opportunity. Old society is kind of dying, and a new society is being born, if we have eyes to see it. I think that justice and peace, they are inseparable. They're two sides of the same coin. And there's this wonderful quotation from a Catholic Pope, where he proclaims, if you want to have peace, work for justice. For me, justice from a religious perspective is affirming the full dignity of the other, to know that every human being has within her or himself the breath of God. And if I offend against you, if I behave badly against you, I'm offending against the breath of God, against God, if you will. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We have come from God, and we are returning to God. So for me, justice means respecting the breath of God, which exists within each and every human being, no matter what faith tradition, no matter what nationality they come from.